this weekend. Daria?
All right, 9:50 right now, and the NFL lives to play another day, or maybe to start the season on time. The league and the players union agreed to a 24-hour extension of the current collective bargaining agreement so they can keep talking about, if this thing has any hope to be settled. The CBA was set to expire midnight last night. Now it's going to be midnight tonight, and then maybe extend that for a couple of weeks to give them time to come up with something.
And joining us now is our attorney Ivan Golde, a little insight into what's happening here. $9 billion in revenue they're trying to divide up. And that's not the only issue, is it?
It's a big pot. $9 billion. On my radio show on Saturdays, The Law of Sports on KMBR 1050 at 10 a.m. We'll talk about this more in depth. We have a couple minutes this morning. $9 billion. The owners want $2 billion of it, and they want to divide the rest. The players say, no, 50-50. So they're fighting over $2 billion in revenue. That's a lot of money. They're arguing over an 18-game season versus a 16-game season, and still very importantly, the NFL player conduct policy, which gives the commissioner unilateral power to suspend any player for any personal wrongdoing. The players are saying, no. We want some of our peers. We want a committee of people to voice suspensions, to determine suspensions, not the commissioner being the dictator. Those are the three issues.
I'm sorry, but as I look at this, if I'm a football fan, I'm going, you guys are arguing about all this money, and I want to sue somebody if y'all don't play football. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, you really can't sue anybody, but the problem is, look, the people, the victims, the city workers, the people who work in the hotels.
Right, if the game doesn't go on.
The restaurants, right. All the residual businesses that get hurt, that really profit by the NFL. And those are the true victims in this case. But then again, the average NFL player plays 3 to 4 years, a very short, tight career. They want to get every nickel they can get. The owners are making money year after year after year, and it's growing. Mm-hmm. People say millionaires versus billionaires, but the millionaires are just millionaires for a very short time.
Talk about how the players are threatening to dissolve their union. What does that do in this negotiation?
If they can decertify the union, they can extend the negotiations. Mm-hmm. Then all these antitrust rules, all these negotiating rules go out the window. They have to go to a judge and say, we want to decertify. That's it. Then everything goes out the window. The negotiations stop, and that's the end.
And that's what they're keeping in their hip pocket, because they haven't decertified yet.
They haven't decertified. No, that's a last-ditch effort to just ban the union. That takes all the collective bargaining rules off the table. That's war. They're not going to go to war, okay?
And there's one judge who oversees all this, Judge David Doty, and so far he seems pretty pro-union, pro-players.
Mark, that's an important point. The reason why this thing is probably going to settle is the $4 billion in TV revenue, okay, that the owners are guaranteed, strike or no strike, that the networks have paid the owners has been paid out. Judge Doty ruled the owners cannot use that money to pay stadium bills, to use for the operation of the NFL, okay? So that's putting pressure on the owners to settle this thing so they can get their revenue. So the union is not decertified. The union is strong. They come up with an agreement. It should be done within 3 days.
We hope
you
so.
heard it here first.
The 87 strike was painful watching Canadian football.
Well, and replacement players. Yes. Replacement players.
Oh, right.
Nobody wants to strike. In this economic time, it doesn't benefit anyone. But look, the owners have more to lose than the players. Don't kid yourself.
All right. Thanks, Ivan.